Ms. Helen R. Latson is with Zach Light at McIntyre Court. June 18, 2021 in Brunswick, Georgia. Article by M.R. Royal Robin. As he stated, that he was honored to be a part of the groundbreaking ceremony for Gullah Geechee Situation Park sponsored by the Marshes of GLYNN GI Club. Gullah Geechee Situation Park is dedicated to our past, present and future African American, Negro, veterans who have served and will serve in the United States Armed Forces. Gullah Geechee Situation Park will be used as a place of beauty to inspire and empower the residents of McIntyre Court, Little Brooklyn homes and their surrounding neighbors by providing a sitting area in McIntyre Court Park. For more information on how to help with this project, please DM, inbox, me. Royal Robin.
This is the Get To Free Press, and I'm in Brunswick, Georgia with Jack Light, and we are going live. Excuse the first video, I couldn't get it to work out here in this hot sun, but we're going to try to cover this because you all have a right to know what is going on.
Till victory is won. Now we none of us love you. Now who has brought us all along the way? Who has found thy mind? Let us into the light. Never we're in the past. We pray. Let our feet straight from the places of God where we met thee. Let our hearts drunk with the wine of the mercy forget thee. Leave thy true to our God, true to our name. God. And now we will have a prayer by our bishop, our consultant for our project, Bishop Brooks. Father God, in the name of Jesus, Lord, we thank you. God, we thank you for this achievement, God. God, we want you to bless and God, as we before, and help your family and the loved ones that we're celebrating today, oh God. In that mighty name of Jesus, God, as we go forth through this talk, we want to give us wisdom, give us knowledge, and most of all, give us understanding how to bring about peace and harmony in this community. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. And now our theme song by Maryland Live. Closely, y'all. Everybody come close here, please. Let's get closer. Yeah.
somebody's life when you pass them, because you may never pass that way again. We were supposed to have the project was supposed to have what they call that stuff when you speakers and everything. Guess what happened? Yeah, the same guy we were gonna have pray didn't bring nothing, so we all right. And now we will have 6. Now it wasn't him, it was another preacher. Sister Anita Collins, would you read those names, please? These are 6 names of warriors killed in Vietnam during the Vietnam conflict that is African, that's from this community.
You didn't send them to me, but I'll tell you the ones that I do know. Arthur Downs.
Arthur M. Downs.
Arthur Downs.
Larry E. Lawrence.
Woodrow.
Willis L. Woods. Atwell A. Armstrong. Alan Grosvenor. Samuel Proctor Jr. We will have the Battle Hymn of Republic sang right now. If you will contact my sister, she will do it for us over the phone. She's loud, so would you do that, Miss? Please.
You're not going to be able to hear with the car.
We can sing the Battle Hymn of the Republic.
Can y'all sing the Battle Hymn of the Republic?
Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is rattling down the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He has loosed the faithful lightning of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
Thank you.
Maybe not.
We all right. I think that, see, that's what happens when you have good people around you. Miss Helen Latson, please.
Yep, I know it. Good afternoon.
It's the only thing we got to work with.
I am here to read the mission of the Marshes of GLYNN GI Club. Our mission as veterans of the Marshes of GLYNN GI Club, Equity for the Planet, that what we've dedicated our lives for, and the mission is from everlasting to everlasting for us. Dedicated to the memory of the Negro citizens of Glynn County who gave their lives for their country. This rock is sponsored by the Marshes of GLYNN GI Club. May our living bring perpetual peace, bought with the lives of our heroes. Thank you.
Amen. Marshes of GLYNN GI Club was formed by African soldiers returning from combat who had not in fact been honored and treated like they should be, and it's still an ongoing problem for the country and for the VA. And now my speech, you'll hear me. You could be now down in Dixville. I'm gonna make sure that you won't go away from not hearing this speech. If we must die, oh, let it not be like hogs hunted and penned in inglorious spots, while round us bark the mad and hungry dogs, making their mark at our accursed lot. If we must die, oh, let us nobly die, so that our precious blood shall not be shed in vain. Then even the monsters we defy shall be constrained to honor us though dead. O kinsmen, let us meet the common foe, though far outnumbered. Let us show us brave, for their 1,000 blows deal one death blow. What though, beloved, before us lie the open grave? Like men and women, we'll fight the murderous, cowardly pack. Pressed to the wall, but we'll be dying, fighting back. Good afternoon. Y'all heard me?
Yes, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
That was a good speech, too.
The prophet Micah declares that every mortal man has received a mandate from God. Do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly before God. As my grandfather and I, a Baptist preacher, my great-grandfather, my father were Baptist preacher, it is my privilege to stand before you humbly to represent what they believed in and what they did. It is a great honor for me to be here because I'm a veteran. I served the United States Army with service in Vietnam and elsewhere over the lengthy period of my service. It is the greatest operation that a man can do with humility, to walk with you, talk with you, be with you, and step with you towards justice as we break ground to place this monument in honor and recognition of the courage and service of our black military servicemen and women that has given to the United States of America. In 1946, a World War II veteran, Army Sergeant Isaac Woodard Jr., sacrificed his eyesight so that the United States might be desegregated. This was not his intent. His intent was merely to go fight in the war, come home to his family. But on his way home, between Camp Gordon and South Carolina, the bus he was on stopped so that what he could do, so that the white folk on the bus could go to the restroom. Sergeant Isaac Woodard Jr. asked the bus driver if he could in fact go use the bathroom. The Greyhound bus driver said, no. He begged him. Sergeant Isaac Woodard Jr. was let off the bus with the idea that what happened is if he didn't get back on the bus, by the time the white passengers got on, he would be left at the rest stop. His intent was not to desegregate or integrate the armed services. His intent was to merely get home. even though he did not intend that, this man was taken by the Greyhound bus to a place called Batesville, South Carolina. After he got back on the bus, was taken off the bus by the sheriff as ordered by the bus driver. They beat his eyes out and they sent him home blind. That was the catalyst that caused Harry Truman to order that the military services be integrated. He did that in 1948. I went in the Army in 1958, and integration started then, 10 years later. Even though black soldiers returned from World War II, they were not allowed basically to get the GI Bill. Most people don't know right now that that is the problem in which veterans of African descent has the same kind of problem that those soldiers had at that time. Y'all have to forgive me because I'm not a speech maker. I'm a preacher. This story is as American as Valley Forge, Appomattox, and Normandy. The patriotism of the black American soldier has involved more than physical courage. For the black American soldier, patriotism has involved the moral courage and personal dignity to serve this country. Oftentimes, their personal stories and struggles will never be told. The Marshes of Glenn GI Club was established to provide a space of acknowledgement, shared experiences, and healing for fellow veterans. Specifically, we wanted to raise awareness of the military service and sacrifice of the black American veterans from coastal Georgia. With the mercy of God, hard work, dedication of our local veterans, donation. We are able to break ground today in honor of our local black American veterans. Thank you for coming and watch this plot of land as our project develops. Time for you all now to get your shovels. Jeff Kilgore, if you ain't got no shovels, we gonna run you away from here. We don't want no, there you go.
There it is.
Come on, fellas, get your shovel. Yeah. Right here. Here.
Okay,
Right here.
let's go.
This is where we're gonna break ground.
Okay.
This is a public meeting. Turn so that they can get y'all pictures.
But get that way so the sun will be in
that's
your
right.
face. So,
Oh, this way?
yeah, circle that way so the sun will be in your face.
Okay, all right. Come on, our baby. Megan, you need to come here. There he is right in front of that thing. See it? Megan is part of this project. She is going to be working with the Japanese to be vote to put Japanese cherry blossom trees here. The poor will understand what beauty is, and that they're beautiful, and that the soldiers that were African also served overseas, internationally. Don't get me that shovel over there, man. Please see it in front of the thing.
It's flat nose, you won't be able to dig with it.
I ain't gonna dig, no. While y'all here, I want you to know that we have some very important people here today. We're gonna start with Bishop Brooks. We're gonna introduce you to Jeff Kilgore, that's a white boy. This is Father Dwayne Coates with the St. Athanasius Episcopal Church, De Leon, Patrick, Peacock, I know it was Pete. We have Mrs., come on over here, Miss Lady, Anita. We have Mrs. Helen Latson, who is the co-founder of My Upper Screen News. We believe that he who controls the media controls the mind, and he who controls the mind controls the movement. So Ms. Latson, along with her partner who's trying to hide, Mrs. Anita Collins, are friends and members of this project. Robert Griffin, y'all know, he beat white folk to pieces back in the 60s when they weren't supposed to be beat. This is Commissioner Artie Jones from Camden County. He served in Vietnam. This is the, he served in Vietnam, somewhere near there. This is a former mayor of Kingsland, Georgia, and I have all the admiration for Mayor Kenneth Smith. And he's a vet, served in Vietnam, and came home disturbed just like I am. So this is our thing, to do whatever we supposed to do, act like we dig it.
Y'all digging.
Pick up some dirt.
I ain't never done this before, so I'm glad y'all giving us instructions.
It's high time you did.
No, I quit doing this after I did cotton.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for coming.
We love
We
you, Jack.
appreciate the media. We love you, Tony. That man sitting over there is my hero.
Mine too.
I'm gonna tell you, y'all need to know his story. When we finish this project, he's gonna be one of our major speakers. His name is William Dill Phillips. When you get to be 82 now, yeah, that's what I like about you. You still standing. But if you want to know something and you want to know dedication, there he is, out of Alabama. Anybody who come out of Alabama and work on behalf of the equality of human beings, we need to always respect him. Now there's one other thing we got to do, and she forgot it. She was supposed to honor a veteran by the name of Mr. Leroy Simpkins, who's 100 years old this year and served in World War II, and we could not get him here today because of illness. So come on, baby. scared to talk until she with me. Then she can talk my ears off.
Good afternoon again. I stand on behalf of the Negro citizens who served in World War II, as Mr. Zach Live has said. He has been my neighbor for over 20 years of my life. He owns many properties in the city of Brunswick. He has worked at Hershey and has been the first black to do a lot of things at Hershey.
All right. God bless you. If y'all need to sup, my wife has brought a checkbook, and we supposed to meet up at K's, Lady K's, right up the street here on the corner.
Closed already. See you, Tom.
Ain't that some bullshit?
Hey, Zach.
This is the Get To Free Press. I'm George Boston Rhymes. Here at the dedication to the memory of the Negro citizens of GLYNN County who gave their lives to their country, for their country. And again, this particular monument here is sponsored by the Marshes of GLYNN GI Club. May our living bring perpetual peace, bought with the lives of our heroes, erected by Brunswick Housing Authority. This is Clyde, Zach Clyde, and I want him to.
We had, first of all, be straightening this particular monument up. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a cement park here. And I can tell you, if it hadn't been for that man, that white boy with that short shirt, the former chairman of the Brunswick Housing Authority, this would not be possible. What we went to them with was the fact that when I got back here, when I came across here to the ceremony that the black veterans had put up, they had put up a little small gravestone. The gravestone was about over there where the parking lot is. When I got back here, it was laying flat on its face. That was 1985. Well, they put the little flat gravestone up in 1951. They were laying flat on its face. It irritated me because I don't believe that what happens is folk who done served like anybody in the service should be dishonored. So we went to Mr. Kilgore and we said to him, we forced them to put up a rock.
Don't write that part.
To replace what was laying flat, the housing authority. That's why you see on the stone erected by the Brunswick Housing Authority. But because it was laying flat on its face, we came here and had them put up the monument you got. There was an argument, and the argument was over rocks. There's a rock in, what's the name of that park? Hanover Park. See, my boy keeping up with it for me. Hanover Park that has been there since 1901. 1910 then, good. I'm glad you can straighten it out.
Last Monday's column, that's why I know.
Well, what happened is, because Ahmaud Arbery got lynched, there got to be an argument about the destruction of that rock. Now, I thought that was a distraction. The reason I thought it was a distraction is because black folk living in the poorest city in the state of Georgia And the leadership that we got, who's African in numbers, have not done what we thought they should do in order for equity to take place. So we went to the Housing Authority. Mr. Kilgore happened to be the chair, and we presented to him this project to build a cement park 3 inches deep. It was supposed to go 48 inches wide and 25 inches deep. But we cut that down because we talked, after we got them to cut down this tree, which we saw as a symbol of the material used to lynch Jesus, the material used to lynch Dusky Crutchfield and others, and that round stick that they used to beat the eyes out of the man we talked about today. We asked them to cut this tree down. They gracefully did it, and the tree went down, and now that's what we're breaking ground for. We call it the Gullah Geechee Situation Park. There are going to be 3 flagpoles in here with 3 different flags on them. The American flag, the state flag, and the Gullah Geechee flag. We're going to have benches in here so we can absolutely sit in here and bring preachers like Father Dwayne Cope here, and Kenneth Smith and Artie Jones, and any of you can come and we can talk about the situation involving the poor, and come about with the notion of what we can do to make sure that veterans are honored and the poor is lifted up. They graciously allowed us to do that, but it wasn't just an allowance. You can't do it unless you got some money. We didn't get as much as we wanted to ask them for, but we were scared to ask them for $600,000.
Oh yeah.
We were scared. We asked for just what we needed, just what we were going to start. When we cut the tree down, we did not want any problems with environmentalists. So we went to the environmentalists and we said to them, why don't y'all get involved with this plan? They agreed to it. We asked them to make sure that what we would do is put in cherry blossom, Japanese blossom, go ahead, man.
Japanese cherry blossom.
That's right, that's right, Japanese cherry blossom tree. The reason that we wanted those trees in is because of the beauty that they represent, which would in fact influence the community that's poor that live here. Yeah. That there's beauty in every human being that lives. We also wanted to make sure that what happened is we wanted to make the statement, because I served in Japan, that black veterans had actually served overseas as well. That's our project.
They were on Iwo Jima. My father was at Iwo Jima. There were black Marines.
Exactly.
Again, brother.
There were black Marines.
Just for clarification, the full board voted. It wasn't just me, it was the full board of
You didn't sneak it?
Hey, he said it was the full board. He just saying that.
I got here, you snuck it by.
Exactly. You made a statement. I'd like for you to, in 50 words or less, you talked about the flag. Who or what is the Gullah Geechee? What is all that?
The Gullah Geechees are people that was actually brought here from West Africa, and we lived on this coast. And what happened is we really maintain vestiges of our culture from West Africa better than anybody else. basically because we were on these outer islands.
I'm president.
Now, there were several things that happened that defined us as different. One, when the man called Sherman, William Tecumseh Sherman, marched to the sea, the lie that they putting up right now about that great Emancipation Proclamation, the reason that they put it up is because they needed black soldiers to come into the war. But Sherman's job was to destroy the plantation system so that not one chicken bone, not one grain of rice would get to the Confederate forces fighting north. They destroyed the plantation system. But there was something that they did not want to happen. People like me saw them, and we ran away from the plantation, following them to Savannah butt naked, screaming, "Glory be to God, us free." When they got to Ebenezer Creek in what's that county next to it?
Chatham or
No, it's the E. It starts with the E.
Effingham.
Effingham County. Sherman and his men crossed over the creek, but they didn't want black folk free. So what they did is they tore up the pontoon bridge. Black folk drowned in the creek, but 55,000 made it. When they got to Savannah, Sherman had a problem because of the lie that Lincoln had told. And what they did was, when they got there in federal controlled territory, he now had a problem, so he asked 20 preachers, "What can I do to make this right?" They said to Sherman, "Give us land and leave us the fuck alone."
Okay. All right.
Now the territory is from the outer islands of Charleston all the way down to Jacksonville. I mean to what's that? Augusta. No, what?
Gullah Geechee brought here to build Brunswick and St. Simon Jack.
Absolutely, all of them.
And you got to add in Igbo language.
Well, we ain't giving.
That's the pride of the Gullah Geechee when they said we're not going to subject to your slavery.
Very, very important point. Thank you.
But we got that from the thing that. Bye, man. God bless you. Thank you for coming. Huh? Okay, we're coming out to sister then. Okay. All right.
I got out my truck, raised an umbrella.
What happened is the Igbos walked off the ship and said, "Ain't nowhere in the hell we going into slavery." That set the stage for
What do you think of this?
all of the Gullah Geechee people to say, "Before I be a slave, I'd rather be dead, buried, and in my grave." And that's what you heard today. But what Sherman did, because he wanted to save face with his racist ass, what he did, because he wanted to save face, was he brought 20 preachers into conference. What can I do to make this right? They said, "Give us land, let us be." He wrote Special Order 15. That's how we ended up with this land. In 2007, a Republican by the name of George W. Bush signed into law the Gullah Geechee Cultural and Heritage Act that recognized this particular group of people as Africans with the only recognized different culture in the United States of America.
Zach, who you say did sign this into law?
George W. Bush.
Okay, so I hear you talking, but so you give credit to whom credit is due regardless of political party, correct, right or wrong?
Absolutely, my friend, and regardless of what your color is.
All right, thank you so much. I want to appreciate you for taking on all that I have seen you do from the time I've met you. And just like me, I'm sure you get negatives, but your record will speak for itself. And when whoever in the heavens opened the door, hopefully somebody will have one kind word, just maybe, to say about the people who sacrifice so much to get so little from the masses of the people.
Well, I'm so grateful that you said that, because it is encouraging, coming from another veteran, that what happens is you give me a little bit of hope, because I have defined hope as the dope that comes from the Pope.
Peace be unto you. Let's go eat, brother. Thank you so much, brother. That's one thing, Clyde. He want to ask me to come over here today, and I always enjoy interviewing him. I enjoy being in meetings with him. He is one black man that I know that definitely are not afraid. He never heard of the word fear, and that leads me to believe that he perhaps is one of the best Christians here in Brunswick, because as you all will bear witness, if you're not scared as hell too, that Christians in so many circles are some of the most scariest people I ever met in my life. But God and Jesus told us that he didn't give us fear. And if God didn't give us the spirit of fear, then where in the heaven or hell it came from. Once again, this is Brother George Boston Rhyme to get to Free Press on Boston G.B.R, YouTube, Instagram. Wherever you go, I'm there. And I find out the other day that even the pornography channels pulled my videos and got them stuck over there on their channel. All I can say is to do what y'all do, because I'm sure as heaven going to do what I do. Bye-bye, we're gone.
Till victory is won. My weary, none of us love you. Now who has brought us all along the way? Who has found thy mind? Let us into the light. Never in the past we pray.
Ms. Helen R. Latson is with Zach Light at McIntyre Court. June 18, 2021 in Brunswick, Georgia. Article by M.R. Royal Robin. As he stated, that he was honored to be a part of the groundbreaking ceremony for Gullah Geechee Situation Park sponsored by the Marshes of GLYNN GI Club.